Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Jayden Daniels, divisional round, huge win on the road versus the 1 seed, locked in, fired up. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, inexpensive way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So you dig these kind of videos, you will love the Quarterback School Patreon community. Get over there, become a member. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get into it. Jayden Daniels, the Commanders, on the road versus the 1 seed, divisional round playoffs, third and forever. Work away from the blitz here, get it to the check down. Almost get a first down. You know, normally I wouldn't put a lot of third and long check downs that don't get first downs into videos, but I think this plays into what I thought became really noticeable in the All-22, and that's just how Jayden Daniels was able to handle the pressure. And I would classify it as kind of non-traditional answers. And really, it's going to hurt some people's feelings maybe, but like, almost a modern way to lean into an athletic, dynamic guy that is more than just the traditional, must throw hot or sight adjust that might happen back in the old school kind of book type of answer. This is him, Jayden Daniels, moving away from a free runner and just buying time and just saying, I'm a better athlete than this pressure. And again, the outcome is not perfect, right? It's not a touchdown, it's not a first down. But this type of answer, so this is 7-person, double chip, and we've got a free runner through the C gap down here to the bottom. You know, how do we get there? The answer, though, where the ball goes to what looks like a running back chipping, chip and out up top. And that's not a traditional hot answer, but it almost works like a glorified screen. And so what I'm saying here is that 7-person protection, okay, in it, 5 offensive linemen, back, tight end type. Okay, from the line of scrimmage, it's really hard for them. If they were back here in, more of a traditional, call it Y, tailback, halfback, whatever the hell you want to call it, then you could say, all right, this is the Mike, this is the Will, this is the Sam, this is the free safety. So we'll go to the offensive line, we'll take the down 4, and go to the mic, and we'll be in a solid protection. We'll ask the tailback to go 1 to 2 right here, and then we'll ask the tight end to go 1 to scan, okay, on the backside. So if his guy doesn't come, he can work all the way back. But you can't do that at the line of scrimmage. And so you see teams do this all the time in the league, where you want to take the edge off these guys and not allow these guys to get paid a lot of money to rush the quarterback. Okay, but what that does is it opens up some opportunity for some inside pressure that you normally would be able to handle in 7-person protection. So at the end of the day, okay, this guy is running free. It's third and long. Well, if you stand back here and try to rip deep curls or ocean play, you're never going to get it done. But instead of checking, audibling, he just out-athletes us. Moves this way. He's got enough awareness to know I've got this chip into the flat. And again, it's not a first down, but it's not a sack, it's not an incompletion, and it gives us a chance to go for it on a fourth that they probably should convert if they don't get kind of trick F themselves. So just this simple little answer, and again, whether this is baked in or this is just Jayden, I can't tell you. I would probably lean into it just being Jayden, but he's got an answer, he gets the ball out of his hands, and he gives his team a chance on 4th down. Next one here, another 3rd and long, 3rd and 10. This time we're going to rip it to the number 2 down here to the bottom. Empty. And the tight end thinks he's hot, not hot. We're able to overcome what I would classify as poor spacing down here to the bottom for a first down. Now, the pass protection is outstanding. I mean, no one is around us. We've got all day to throw. I think it's fair, as you peel back the layers of this film, to say defensively, they've got some issues all day, whether it's spacing, whether it's decisions, whether it's calls. But this idea being that right here, he sees this second level player blitz. He thinks he's hot. Okay, not hot, blocked up, keeps going. I'm used to calling these like sticks-ish routes. Now, normally with this type of sticks route, I'm used to seeing comebacks out of these, because the reason you wouldn't want to run curls normally is because the curl at the top of this route will be in the same lane for the quarterback. So as you look at these things, you almost never want stacked routes like this. And I would say if you run it with a curl here, you're just inviting poor spacing. So they overcome what I would classify as poor spacing down here, because the defense, who knows what defense they're playing here. The safety is rotating down. Normally, I would call this some iteration of like buzz or backer, meaning one of these guys is getting out to the flat, but he's getting depth. And they're almost, again, the spacing on defense is just as bad as the spacing on offense. So it creates this kind of like bizarre impressionist defense where you can't tell what the hell's going on, but everybody's kind of open. So, I mean, down here to the bottom, this is not normal spacing. But then again, there's nobody outside the numbers in the flats on either side of the field. You would have whatever you wanted. Regardless, Jayden's able to hit the slot down here to the bottom for a first down. So great pass protection. Nice job sorting through the mud, whatever the hell that's supposed to be. Sometimes defense can be so bad it's good, as far as like, I don't know what that was. Well, it was closed zone-ish. Okay, nobody pushed out. Got enough time with the pass pro, find it, first down. Next one here, 2nd and 5, big play action. Out of what looks like 12 2x2 double sniff, we're going to hit double crossers by the number 1s. Now, to me, defensively, again, probably non-traditional Tampa, ? I mean, there's so much space, and the defense gets stretched because the pass pro is so good and or the defensive rush is so poor that the defense gets stretched and there's just space for days back there. I mean, that is almost too easy. But again, I think it's a nice job for me by Cliff and Jayden to be able to say, hey, if we're going to run play action and run what I'm used to calling some form of double crosser. So he's got a cross and he's got a cross. Now, to me, this is traditionally a man concept. At the snap here, it's presenting like middle field closed man. So middle field closed, that looks like press man, that looks like press man. Let's roll. Double crossers, great. Got all sorts of space on both sides. What ends up happening, though, is these guys are running out. So it's either 3, and this guy's giving middle fingers, or it's non-traditional Tampa, half field player, and this guy's the deep hook player, just hanging here. And so because this thing gets stretched, meaning that the defense has to handle these verticals, these corners have to get out of here. So they're running out. That's the stretch vertically. We've got this hook player just hanging in the middle. He's got to pick one of these crossers to go with. And then the stretch happens at the second level. So because there's play action and these guys are not getting depth, good enough depth, I should say, they're hanging, hitting that ceiling of their coverage. When we go to run across the field here, there's just nobody there. And the pass rush never gets home. The pass protection is too good. But watch that safety in the middle of the field just sit there. So let it sort itself out. Oh, God, they caught zone. All right, we got time. Okay, you can see the safety picks one. He can't be right. They don't do a great job of sorting the crossers. You see the corners trying to communicate. No, way too much space. And again, the flat player up top is never going to get back and cover this crosser coming from the other side of the field. Stretched out, beautiful call. Again, I love when I see plays like this that I would consider successful versus the non-premier look. This is not why you call this play, but because the pass protection is so outstanding. I mean, forever. What movie is that from? You're welcome. First down. Next one here, 4th and 3. We're going to get 0 again. Jayden Daniels going to find a way to beat it. You can see 31 come out of the roof there with the back shift. 3-by-1 open. We're going to hit the number 3 Ertz right over the ball. You know, whether this is supposed to be triple slant up top. Jayden does a nice job navigating what I would consider like a muddy box here with potential droppers coming back there. Now, did he see him? You know, only he would be able to answer that. but I love the fact of how they got here. So the shift, go to school on the shift, 31 out of the roof. There's nobody in the middle of the field. Okay, it's 4th and 2. You're almost guaranteed going to get some sort of zero, especially with a running quarterback. So 4th and 2, they're terrified that he's going to run the ball. So there's nobody in the middle of the field. There's no deep safety. It's almost guaranteed to be this. And right across the board. Now, the thing that I think makes this throw even more impressive is I'll call this slant triple. That's just a dart, a slant, and like a short in or a fin in my language. And usually you read this thing inside out. Now, normally, if you were to vacate this area of the zone, or he's got the back, or potential green dog here, you might be hot down here to the bottom. At the end of the day, we're working right here on this inside slant, but it's not a pitcher look. We've got a muddy linebacker. We've got a potential popper coming from the backside here to muddy this throw. And we've got the guy who actually has the tight end man-to-man. So this is a muddy, tough execution opportunity here on 4th down. This is not a premier look. Whoa. But it's enough space, and Jayden's got enough quickness, suddenness. Boom. It's on him. Ertz makes a nice catch in traffic for a 1st down. It's just a big-time play. And they had a few of these happen on kind of when things didn't go their way on 3rd down. They were able to make the play on 4th down, and it was really nice to see. Next one here, touchdown pass up top. A little RSO or SRO. And I mean, again, the Lions here just caught basically with their pants down as far as defensively. There's no way you can handle this look. And they got caught earlier in the 1st quarter with this play, and the Commanders did a nice job running it. This time, the Commanders catch him in a pressure. I'm going to call it hot quarters. I don't even think it's true zero. It's like extreme zero. But what happens here is, I'm used to calling this down G down here to the bottom. We're pulling the guard. Everybody's down. We're pulling the 2 guards, wrapping around there. If it's true buck for me, that's more of a reach here, and then we're trying to get the perimeter. This is more of a C-gap hitter for me when you have asked the tight end to come down and you pull the play side guard. I think like Coastal Carolina back in the day. But what this play really is, the outcome of this play is 3 on 2. So once we get this kind of pressure, I think they bring both of them, you're asking 2 defenders to go tackle this guy, and each of them are blocked. Now assuming you have to make the blocks. But there's no way that he's going to be able to come from this side and make this play. Now, maybe he not let him score, sure. But the math here just doesn't add up. Like, I'm not a math major. I'm just dangerous enough. But like, this to me has like some like Brian Flores hot quarters vibes. And even then, I think you got to be a hell of a lot closer there to be able to match up numbers wise on any of these access or gift throws, screens. So watch this thing. Jayden sees it. Beautiful. Cliff comes back to the call. And again, just look at the math. Who's supposed to tackle him? What coverage is this? For real. What coverage is that up top? That's unsound football. Just for this reason. Nice block, great burst, bad angle. Can't have the touchdown saving tackle, and it's a wrap. I mean, that it doesn't get easier than that. That is a very this is going to sound mean, but this is a very high school-ish touchdown pass. We're throwing a perimeter screen. They don't have the numbers. Like they don't know how to line up to that wide bunch. They don't have a check out of it. And then our dude just goes be a dude for a touchdown. Wow. Next one here. This is what has become what I think of when I think of a Jayden Daniels type throw down the field. It's just beautiful touch. Now, normally it's on like a fade, but this is the same type of throw. And again, we're, plays on the back end that maybe you would anticipate a safety being able to make a play on this ball. I think you would expect him to make a play on this ball. It doesn't take anything away from how awesome that throw is. In stride, the touch, the feather of it, putting it right in there, not being able to necessarily get through it. But I mean, he's literally called a post safety. The middle field closed. What should you not be able to get? Post. You know, it's not necessarily a true traditional. I think of like a traditional post would be up and run to the near upright. Okay. This is more of a run across the field type thing that you definitely can get versus middle of the field closed, man. But when he moves over here, it creates this huge void. And you pair it with some sort of outbeater down here. And as long as this is not zone and this guy's going to hang on him and be this coverage, it's going to have this huge void over here. Now, it's easy for me to draw with a marker and a clicker. It's a hell of a lot harder to drop it in a bucket, 4 yards away with a defensive rush coming at you and you're going to get hit. So again, the safety, whatever coverage that is, and maybe that's takeaway 17. Who the hell knows? But we are rolling there. Brown makes a hell of a play. It's a better throw. They're not doing themselves any favors on the back end at Detroit. Again, what 31 is doing here, it must be game plan specific or something. Jayden sees it. Again, you can see Zero's even tugging on him. He's grabbing him right there. Look at this throw. A little subtle pocket movement, over by some time, and that thing drops from the heavens. Hell yes. Next one here, 3rd and 5, touchdown pass. Ertz up top. This is a really nice route from Ertz. Again, I really like the construction of this play with the short motion. You know it's man. Go to school on the motion. Super sudden. Ball's right on him, on the body, on the break. To me, this is a version almost of triple slant. And what all I mean by that is we're through, and then where the touchdown ends up going here, the thing to pay attention to is how he's a big guy, but he's able to keep his stride. So that part of it, it happens with speed. That's the agile part of it. That's really impressive. So as the defender who's guarding him tries to make sense and has to run through this and his guy, this and his guy, so really 4 moving picks, he's also got to cover a really big guy that he's probably nervous is going to run into the flat here, put his foot in the ground and come back and cross his face. It's just a really nice job of giving multiple answers. And then defensively, they're trying to pass this shit off. So when you come up and run here, the safety takes it over. Well, the guy who was guarding him, I think it's 32, tries to wheel and get the next one. Well, the next one inside is another clear, essentially. So they've just got the perfect scheme here to find the one-on-one to get the big body on the break. And then what I really love about Ertz's route is at the top of the route, he runs through it. He doesn't chop down. I mean, that is a tight turn for a big dude right on the goal line. On the body, on the break. Hell yeah. It's just excellent execution. Again, multiple answers. And you can see them try to pass that thing off. So watch 80 on the left side of the screen. As he runs across, he's passing that thing off to 31. 32 sees it, turns. Well, he's still in the middle of the field. We're throwing between the hash and the numbers. So they just never have a chance here. It's excellent design, better execution, touchdown. Hell yeah. Next one here, 2nd and 9. Another example of Jayden Daniels beating the blitz with his athleticism. So he's hot down here to the bottom. He just runs away from it. You can't tackle me. I'll go get a first down. So it's not only that, he can beat the blitz with his arm. He can just run away from the pressure. Great feel, great knack. Again, to me, this is very Lamar-esque in all the good ways you can think possible. Again, what I would think as a traditional kind of, hey, how do we want to handle this hot? We have a free runner. Really, we have 2 free runners, so we're double hot down here. I think they end up running some iteration of what I would call stick here. Maybe it's vice versa, as who's who in the zoo. You would say that, hey, the flat is the hot. Just raise up and throw it down here. It looks like he doesn't even see it till he kind of realizes, oh, I'm hot, and I'll just do this. And that's pretty good too. I mean, if not better than throwing a flat. So it kind of breaks these mental models of how you want to think about, how are we going to handle the hot down here to the bottom. How we're going to handle the hot is Jayden Daniels is going to do whatever the hell he wants running away from the hot. Now, I will say, if you are a Detroit Lions fan or if you're just a fan of defense, and you're playing Jayden Daniels moving forward, and I don't think this is like any necessarily hot take, but I want to stay out of the pressure coming from the backside because he's just too good at sensing it and just going away from it. We've now seen it at least twice in this game where he's either beaten it with moving and throwing or moving and just running. So yeah, you schemed him up. You got a free runner. In fact, it's so good you got 2 free runners. But guess what? It doesn't matter. In fact, I would argue that it puts you in more of a bind defensively because now we don't even have to block those guys. We can just run away from them. So you almost have to like reset your brain on how you want to think about pressuring the quarterback because yeah, you should get him there and the defensive coordinator can't make the tackle, but you also got to put your guys in positions to be successful. So if you want to pressure him, let's pressure him to his throwing side. So he can't just do this because there's no hot throw to the right. He's technically hot to the left twice with the center going to his right. So 2 free runners, doesn't matter. I'll go take it myself. In fact, might as well get a first down if I'm all the way out here. Next one here, 4th and 2. Jayden Daniels legs again. This is a called keep. So everybody knows that Jayden's keeping this thing. They cave down the right side. You know, it's easy to pick on, I think it's 0 right here, who probably has the wing man-to-man. I think it's going to be a tough tackle regardless. Like, I'm not convinced you're going to tackle him in space. I will say that this play is probably cooler than you think it is because, and I didn't go back and watch the broadcast to confirm it, but I'm going to guess that this guy had to report as eligible because we're off the ball here, right? So as he shifts down, he's technically eligible. So the formation is kind of cool because it probably means tackle over. Then we're going to fake it, right, and get out here on the edge. Not only are we going to fake it, though, we're going to faux pull, right? Have this influence pull. The other part that I love about this is just like a football team, a dude, Robinson over here. As he fakes it, go get yourself a cake, lunge cake. Okay, outstanding. I mean, there's just little layers here that I think add to the appreciation of the play call and the guts to be able to put your best playmaker in a spot to make his play. Watch the back. Boom! I mean, all day, the Commanders took the fight to the Lions at the line of scrimmage. All day. I'm going to show some run plays at the end of this thing if you're interested, but I loved it. And again, this is a beautiful call. Great design. I love the little wrinkle of the tackle eligible. I love the back. I mean, there's just a lot of winning football going on here. Great job caving in the edge, and then we got no chance. That's an easy first down. Next one, 2nd and 12. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite plays of the day from Jayden Daniels. We're hot down here to the bottom. He's going to throw a corner or racer out to Ertz. You just don't see this throw thrown as a hot very often. It's just that good of football. It's great identification from Jayden. He overcomes what I would consider a left tackle ME or a missed assignment, and he makes an unbelievable throw. So talk about what I think is going on here. It looks like we're running a version of kind of what I'm used to calling spot. So whether this is a corner or like a lazy racer out, it looks like the number 1 down here is trying to get a pick. So he's trying to get a pick or a rub for this. And I would say this is the traditional hot throw. Unless you get like a peeler, this is where the ball normally goes as a hot. It's pretty hard to throw what I would consider intermediate, layered, anticipation-ish throws as hots. So the free runner right here, and that's the guy we have to beat. So, I mean, it's a choice. It's perfectly executed. It's outstanding. It's even more impressive when you realize both edges are free runners, because I would say the left tackle probably blocks the wrong guy. You know, if we were hot up top, you've got the lion up top, you could just raise up and throw that, but I don't think he is technically hot up top. To me, that's a left tackle error. But this throw is outstanding. The audacity to throw a corner hot like this. And you can see him almost go 1 to 2. Like 1, no, 2, yeah. And again, when does he let that thing go? I mean, it's not anticipation, but it's a great kind of rolled fast corner out from Ertz. And it's just a really cool answer. Because you can see the little pick down here as we're trying to get on 31. But man, I couldn't be more impressed. the answers to hot, how he played the blitz, using his legs, this type of throw is as good as you'll see anybody make, let alone a rookie. I mean, it is, I can't overemphasize how impressive it is. I also love the call from Cliff. It is kind of a hybrid corner. I'm used to calling it a racer out. Who knows what they call it. But man, I love the fact that it looks like he thinks about the back. No, right there. Resets to Ertz and can do all that before he really even gets hit by the guy he's technically hot off of. He only gets hit on the backside because the left tackle makes a mistake. And again, on that left side, I'm not sure why the left tackle's coming down. The left tackle probably confuses the left guard. It's all bad because once the center goes to the left here, they've got that thing as long as the left guard and left tackle fan out. Regardless, awesome play right up on his face. So impressive. Next one here, 3rd and 2. Now, there were a handful of misses in this game. This is one example of them. I'm not going to put every single one of them. I think that also did that that we missed on a 3rd down that I thought about putting in this video. But this to me is just hurried. Also talk a little bit about what I think is sometimes the issue on these rub plays like this. So this is a perfect call from Cliff up top. We're going to get the 2 to rub for the 1. So if you're going to come up, and again, this is just not for me. I don't love when you get double press like this defensively. You're inviting rubs. So as we come up and we try to get a rub right here, the thing that I think is hard to get, especially with young guys, is on the same page. Is this a slant angle? Is this what is the angle of this coming out of this? Is this now? This is where you see a lot of the miscommunications where the ball's behind us because we're usually drifting up the field and the quarterback probably prefers you to get under this thing. So go set that pick, come under us, and then just stay friendly. I think if you drift at all, it makes it a much more difficult throw. And probably more importantly, we can give you a better ball. Okay, so all of those things can kind of be true. But again, Cliff is in his bag. We got answers. They can't handle us. Middle field close, press man, easy rub, 3rd and 2. Damn, it's there. And it's one of those games where we're dialing it up. It's there. We don't execute. Doesn't matter. We come back 4th and 2. We're not stopping. We're just going to execute mesh railroad and be hot and have Jayden Daniels execute it perfectly. And again, get to what I would consider is the secondary hot answer. So no to the rail, yes to the mesh. Again, I would say the right tackle. We're going to tackle, to me, is making a mistake here. He needs to stay on the inside guy, the guy with the hand on the ground, have the free runner be the widest guy. But this is a massive play. So we didn't make it on 3rd, but we do make it on 4th. So again, to me, get meshy, probably over the ball, probably to the corner, and then here comes where the ball is on this shallow mesh. So as he comes across here, to me, the play is almost always read 1 to the rail, and sometimes you can like 1B it down the field depending on the coverage, to 2 right here. And again, we are hot. To the traditional hot answer is right there. Some teams will even play this as hot or peakers over here, but it's very difficult. And I will say the only person I was ever around consistently that liked to throw a drive or a shallow as a hot, to being a hot meaning from this side of the field to a receiver who's coming from the opposite side. So this construction for a hot answer was Brett Favre. And even then it was only on a very specific screen. I've never seen someone consistently do this. And I think it is that hard to go 1 to 2. We've already seen Jayden Daniels just in this quarter go 1 here, 2 to that racer out. Now it's not exactly the same, but the idea is the same. So this or this, that as a hot. Okay, this is what is special. Okay, this is elite, as good as it gets, top tier quarterbacking at any level, world class. Then, in addition, and moreover, if he doesn't have some crazy 1-2 answer, he'll just run away from your ass. I mean, it is putting a defense in a blender. 4th down execution, elite. No to the rail, yes to the mesh. I mean, let it wash over you, y'all. Get in depth, no to the back, yes to the mesh. There's a guy, you are staring down the barrel because the right tackle blocked the wrong guy. So the right tackle should be blocking the guy with the hand on the ground. We should be hot off Joseph, 31. There is not a world where you would want to block this guy and leave this guy. It's just a mistake, and it happens. Good quarterbacking overcomes it. We just saw him overcome it on the backside of the last one. I mean, we are just, not only are we playing at an elite level, but we're overcoming our own issues up front. No, yes. I mean, look at even when he gets his eyes back. So he's got a free runner right where we're looking. He's not even looking at the mesh yet. Right there, he sees 17 coming across. As he goes to throw that thing, that is the look. Now, we didn't talk about 80 doing a nice job on the top left of the screen. You can see it. He gets a nice rub for 17 right there. Okay, I like that kind of detail as well. But this is some world-class quarterbacking, man. 4th down. Good for you. Takes a big shot there at the end, too. Hold on to it. Hell yeah. Last one here, 3rd and 5. 4-minute offense. Okay, we're up 14. I don't know if the Lions just didn't know we could throw it or what here, but they're essentially playing zero. We've got the post up top wide open. We've got the tight end out the backfield on the corner even more open. It's a great call. It really is a great call. It's a nice throw. Watch 87 come across, inserting the B gap. He's running the corner or the sail. But everybody's open. I mean, everybody's open. The backside in is open. The post is open. It would have been very difficult for me to not throw the post up top. Again, 3rd and 5. This is the safety. We are running post with no one in the middle of the field. I don't understand. An in is also open. Where the ball ends up going, probably what the play's designed for. So good discipline for Jayden to stick with this. Wide ass open. There's also, I think, someone in the flat running across on the shallow. Wide open. I mean, it is. Love it. Go for the jugular. Throw it. It's 3rd and medium, though. It's not 3rd and 1. There's no way you can play defense like this. Literally everybody gets a first down. The check down gets a first down here. So Detroit coming apart at the seams defensively. But man, what a day for Jayden. What a day for Cliff. I just loved how Jayden, the composure that he was able to play with, the precision with the ball placement for the most part, all the throws, the playmaking ability, the hot answers. So impressive. So that is a wrap. Jayden Daniels, the Commanders, massive win on the road versus the 1 seed, versus a really good football team. They went out and really handled business. Now, this is much more of a quarterback-centric video, obviously, but they destroyed the Lions at the line of scrimmage. They had a great plan. They were able to go out and execute it. Jayden Daniels played at a very high level, using his legs, the quarterback run game, the decision-making, his ability to beat pressure, have answers, his ability to just be himself, use his vision, his playmaking ability, his legs, his arm. We saw touch throws. We saw nice reads. We saw some very impressive hot reads where he's going 1-2 multiple times with free runners in his face. Overall, just a massive win. Super impressive on so many different levels. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one. Little bonus footage here. This is the same play they scored on with the screen to 17 going the other way. This is the first quarter. Little down G. My guy Cosme. Man, bummer about him. Just looks like it came out that he has a ACL. That's a bummer on so many different levels. I loved watching him play all season. He is a beast, bro. Well, look at the right guard. I mean, just thunder, just violence all over the place. He wasn't the only one with this unit all year, but he was definitely the one that popped for me. So just watching the right guard here, what I consider a little down G, that just means everybody's down, guard, kick out. In fact, I didn't think you were allowed to go low on guys like that anymore, but they do it a few different times in this game. Watch the left guard try to kick out the left defensive end on our side. And then you got Cosme rapping for that play side inside linebacker or whoever the hell shows up. Now, the crazy thing about this is, go back to the wide here real quick. This is the same play they scored on. So this is the first quarter, them running it. Do they have the numbers up top? See how they have 3/2 or 3/3, I should say. Next time, they don't, and they pay the price. But man, the violence at the line of scrimmage. That was a thing that I think, was probably beyond the scope of a quarterback-centric video. But man, the Commanders did such a great job of basically saying, defensive line, you are a non-factor. In fact, we are pushing you everywhere we want you to go. Next one here. Your favorite formation, the old 2x2, crazy wide, normal zone read. This time they run bash GT or GT read, however you want to say it. I put this on here because guys are coming at me on Twitter about my favorite play being run or favorite formation, so I know exactly what it is. This is on there for the left tackle. And this is a nice log read. So all we're doing here is reading the C-gap player. So as we read this player, and we've got the bash coming across here, we're running GT to the right. So it's down. I would prefer to get a deuce here to here. We're going to go block down right here. Then we're trying traditionally to kick out here. If we can kick out, great. If he tries to wrong arm this or spill this, then it turns into a log block. So he'll roll it. That's why it's called the log. Roll it. And then the tackle has to adjust. So the tackle, instead of coming up inside here, he rolls with the log and gets that play side inside linebacker, who will be right here. And that play side inside linebacker is caked. Now you make this even worse because in my favorite formation, okay, most high school defensive coordinators know in 2x2 crazy wide splits, so we got two eligibles on both sides over here, you do not want to play man coverage. In fact, I would say you shouldn't play man coverage. Because if you do, and we run bash, so we're going this way, we're going to lose one of our fitters. So he's going to run with him. So not only is the read to keep it, but you lose your backside linebacker because it's man coverage. So you've got no chance versus this play. I mean, no chance. Great job by Cliff. Love the block from the left tackle on the wrap. Bam! Violence. Just beating people up at the line of scrimmage. Taking the bully to the bully. Again, you can see the man coverage here on the outside. Got no chance. And again, who knows what the safety's doing? Good for you. Must be just tilting toward 17, but that's just Jayden Daniels doing Jayden Daniels things. And I love the plan. I love the design, the architecture, even though I might make fun of the formation. If they're going to line up like that, you have to do it. In fact, you have to come back to it. So the very next time they come back to it, late in the game here now, fourth quarter, we're up 10, 2x2. This time, traditional zone read. They can't fit it, and we chunk them. I mean, it's beautiful. It's art. It's masterclass. It's old school football, but if they can't handle it, like they're on their fifth, everybody up there, to me, this is just zone read with a center fold block here. But when you go center fold this thing, so the reason why you like fold blocks or why you like pulling linemen is technically this guy has the B gap. Okay, but you add a gap when you do this fold. So when he comes down here, he closes the A gap, right? So A gap, B gap, C gap for the defense and for the offense. He's got the B gap. But when we fold this thing, so we're pulling the center here, now you create another gap. So now there is the B minus and the B plus. And that's a really bad minus sign, but you get it. Do it again. B minus, B plus. So you create this with the choices of folding here. And so now you just let the back make a decision. And again, they've got no chance with how they're lining up here. Like the safety again, the safety at least this time looks like he's moving with the quarterback for the run game. But I mean, they've got this thing so much space on the play side. I mean, right? Like, I really feel like you and I could go take this ball and make that run. He doesn't get touched for what? 40 yards down the field? 30 yards? I mean, there's no way. There's no way. It's beautiful. And this is the Jayden Daniels effect. This is them not being able to line up to the formation. 31 out there turning like a damn top. Where you going, bro? Oh, my God. What a win.